Game Theory Class 9 Video 2. In this video I'm going to talk about another story. The story is called The Bottle Imp. The story was originally written by Robert L. Stevenson, the author of Treasure Island, back in 1891, where it was published in 1891, and it's just a short story of his. But it's got an interesting mathematical consequences to the story, so that's why I'm talking about it. The basic premise of the story is that the devil is selling a magic bottle. Okay, and inside the bottle there is an imp that will grant all of your wishes. Not just 3 wishes, but you can have as many wishes as you want. This imp will grant all of your wishes. Okay, and the devil is willing to sell this bottle for any price you want. So the devil will sell the bottle for any price. Okay, so this all seems pretty good so far, right? But obviously there's a small catch. Just a small catch. So the catch is, if the owner of the bottle dies while still in possession of the bottle, then that owner will spend eternity in hell. So if you die while in possession of the bottle, so while owning the bottle, you go to hell for eternity, which is considered bad. So how can you avoid this? Well, you're allowed to resell the bottle. You can resell the bottle. Not to the devil, but to someone else. Okay, but importantly, the one rule the devil sort of is very strict about is you have to resell it for a price lower than what you bought it for. You must resell it for a price less than you paid for it. Okay, and you're not allowed to trick the person into buying it. Like, if you're going to resell it to someone, you have to explain the rules to them. So if you're trying to resell it to someone, they have to know what they're getting into. They have to know that this is a magic bottle, it will grant all their wishes, but if they die while in possession of the bottle, then they will go to hell. You can't just trick someone into buying a bottle and then surprise them with this damnation. So they have to be informed. Consent is important, okay? They need to consent into this bargain. So the question is, so this is the situation. This is the premise of the book, okay? And the question I want to ask is, how much should you buy the bottle for? Okay. Now remember, this bottle grants all your wishes. So you could get it and wish to be like a millionaire or a billionaire or a trillionaire or all of them. You could wish for all the money in the world. Okay, you could make any wish you want. So the question is, how much should you buy the bottle for? Well, the only thing you need to worry about is reselling it. And as long as you resell it for a price less than you bought it, you'll be okay. So if you buy it for like $100 and you sell it for $50, that's fine. That's perfectly legal. That's all okay. So before we can answer how much should you buy it for, maybe I'll ask a different question. So this is question 1, this is question 2. How much shouldn't you buy it for? Okay, so it's a similar question. How much should you not buy the bottle for? So remember, you have to resell it for a cost less than you purchased it. So I think the obvious answer is 1 cent, right? You should definitely not buy it for 1 cent because you can't sell it for anything less. There's nothing less than 1 cent. You're not allowed to do fractional currencies or different nations' currencies or anything like this. Like, there's no denomination less than 1 cent. So if you buy it for 1 cent, you're stuck with it for eternity, which means you're going to hell. So no one is going to buy it for 1 cent, right? No one will buy it for 1 cent, right? If we're living in a rational world, no one is going to buy it for 1 cent because then they know they'll never be able to sell it. Okay, so what's the next number? 2 cent. So should you buy it for 2 cent? Well, if you think about it, you buy it for 2 cent, that means that you have to then sell it for 1 cent. But right here, like literally just above, we just concluded that no one is going to buy it for 1 cent, right? So if you buy it for 2 cent, that means you're stuck with it. So no rational person would want that. So no one will buy it for 2 cent. Okay? Because if you buy it for 2 cent, you can't find anyone to sell it to. Okay, next, 3 cent. If you buy it for 3 cent, that means that you're going to have to sell it for something less than 3 cent. So you're going to have to sell it for 1 cent or 2 cent. But we literally just concluded right here that no one's going to buy it for 1 cent and no one's going to buy it for 2 cent. So it doesn't make sense to buy it for 3 cent. So no one will buy it for 3 cent. And you can see the pattern, right? Like 4 cent, 5 cent, ... $1. All of these are not good. You should never buy it for any of these amounts. And you can keep going with this argument, right? No one's going to buy it for $1 or less, so no one's going to buy it for $1.01. Okay, no one's going to buy it for this much. So keep going. No one's going to buy it for any amount you could possibly think of. And the conclusion is you should just not buy it. Or another way of saying it is no rational person would ever buy the bottle for any amount of money because it would be impossible to resell it to another rational person. So no rational person should ever buy this bottle, even though it can grant all your wishes. Okay? And the logic we used in this argument is perfectly sound. It just leads to a bit of a surprising result, right? And it's also arguably not what would happen in the real world. Like if this actually occurred in the real world, you could imagine people actually buying this bottle and trying to resell it. But according to this logic, no rational person should buy the bottle. That's the end of this example and the end of this video.